Okay, so we're out and about, guys. It says here in this scripture, the way of peace they do not know. And that's a really important statement, isn't it? The way of peace they do not know. There is no justice in their paths. They have turned them into crooked roads. No one who walks along them will know peace. And there's a part in human nature, guys, that's not comfortable with knowing peace. I'm doing a bit of a practice with this. Bear with me. So, peace isn't something that just jumps out at you. Peace is something that you need to seek after. And if you don't have it, you've got to find it. And that might mean bringing resolve to things and sorting out things, fixing things, talking about things, rectifying things. But there's a way of peace that these people did not know. And I wonder if I can reduce that. No. Well, I blanked it out, I know that. Okay, so peace isn't something that just jumps out at you. A lot of people just want to antagonise and upset things. They don't want to go by the way of peace. They want to bring trouble and stuff like that. They don't want to bring resolve. I can't stand that. I became a Christian so that I could have peace. I wanted peace. And that was a conscious decision that I made. I didn't want sympathy. I didn't want people just to meet the way that I thought that was right. I wanted to have peace. Morning, cold this morning. But these people, the way of peace, they did not know. And what that means is you're going to find yourself in situations with people that just don't know the way of peace. They don't want to find the way of peace, and that's crippling. That's psychologically crippling. And I don't think anybody should have to be on the end of things where peace can be found, but it's not there. I found myself in a situation in my last relationship where I was just going down to see my girlfriend, and it was all too much for family members, and the peace just went. It took away all the peace, and that wasn't fair because it had an adverse effect on the relationship. A terrible, horrible adverse effect on the relationship. And it was so bad that things couldn't be resolved. Things just could not be resolved. And in the end I wore out because I wanted peace, but I didn't know how to find it because the circumstances were beyond my control. The circumstances were out of my control. So I didn't know how to approach this problem because I wasn't part of that tribe, and therefore I wasn't able to. Like, what was the point in going down and trying to bring resolve to something that, quite frankly, I hadn't caused? They turned them into crooked roads. No one who walked along them will know peace. To me, that's immaturity, isn't it? When you're on a crooked road and you could have peace, but no one who walks along them will have peace because they don't know how to resolve. Ultimately, that's the problem. These people who could have peace because there is no justice in their paths, in their minds, that's talking about resolve and unresolved. Justice is what courts are for, where people find resolve. But that's not always the case in life, is it? Some things just don't get resolved. And you find yourself in all sorts of chaos and no peace. And that's not fair. That's not justice. But people want justice and don't always get it. It's not something that just jumps out at you, it's something that's got to be sought after. But the way of peace, they do not know. Some people just don't know how to resolve things, they just don't want to resolve things. There's no justice in their path, in their mind. And therefore, unresolved's not found, and that wears everybody out. Some people are determined not to have peace. You've got to accept this. There are just people out there that don't want peace. They don't know what it is, they don't understand what it is, they don't care what it is. And they have turned all their opportunities to find a straight path into crooked roads. And the people who walk on them roads will not know peace. So the question is, how important is peace? How important is bringing resolve? Well, for some people, their ego and their thinking is more important than any of that. In some instances, you'll find some people will resolve things that suit them, and then they won't resolve things that don't suit them. And that's harmful, isn't it? So the way of peace, these people did not know. There was no justice in their paths, in their thinking, and they had turned their paths into crooked roads, and no one who walked along them knew peace. They determined themselves not to have peace. They wanted to have enmity. And to be quite honest, people that want enmity can have it. I don't want nothing to do with it. And that's why sometimes it's better to stay away. Just stay away from these people that want to cause trouble and make up stories and try and make you a bad person. How are you this morning?
Oh, good. Thanks.
Cold, isn't it?
Bit fresh.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We did the brickwork on that building there.
Ah, yeah.
$4 a brick it cost.
Wow, that's where I work.
Yeah, it's a lovely building. So there is a path to peace, but not everyone wants to walk on that path, and some people are determined not to. They just won't. So you have to do everything in your power to find that way. Stay on that path. Ask God to help you. Ask the Lord to help you. Ask your God to help you. I don't care how you get there, just get there on the path to peace. This is Reverend Dr. Jason W. Morrison on the ProBrick exclusive YouTube channel. The way of peace, these people did not know. There was no justice in their paths. They turned them into crooked roads so that no one who walks along them will know peace. Don't walk on that road. Reverend Dr. Jason W. Morrison, out.